Alright, so I'm taking a break from Destiny Rising just so I can take a look at this week in Destiny, because last week there was a lot of controversy surrounding the planned nerfs to progression across the board, and I have been very active in the community advocating for not nerfed progression. So anyway, here we go. As always, TWID link in the description. I'm blind reacting to this. This is my first time reading this. So portal and progression upgrades. We initially outlined some goals on August 7th, dedicated to improving progression, blah, 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 increasing rewards and feedback around raids. Last week, they covered a handful of improvements to scoring and portal rewards. They also introduced, to be clear, we believe these changes were the wrong call. Well, explicit admission. We believe these changes were the wrong call, not the community believes these changes are the wrong call. It's good enough for me to say, to be clear, we believe these changes were the wrong call. They overreacted to people farming by punishing them for farming. Anyway. We want all activities in the portal, solo, or fire team to feel rewarding. So, effective immediately, all of their planned nerfs have been reverted. And buffing. Fire team ops already live as of 8/26. That's when the Tuesday update went live. They increased the time on all activities, Expert Master and Grandmaster. I did notice that whenever I was playing Kel's Fall the other day, that the Grandmaster timer was significantly longer than it was before. You know, you don't really need that much time if you're playing it right, but for the casuals, I'm sure this will matter. Now, coming in Ash and Iron, the October update, increase the number of drops for Illuminality, Inverted Spire, and Onslaught Widow's Core. I'm assuming these are going to be the new triumphs or the new activities added into the Pinnacle playlist. So that's nice. That's nice to know that we're getting some more stuff made for the Pinnacle playlist. Activity timers have been rebalanced. Fireteam Ops has greater value for speed versus killing all enemies. So go quick, get more score, kind of what we've been doing already, but it'll make it more consistent to get A tier rewards when you only have modifiers like somewhere in the middle of B tier. Continuing, new, increasing the number of drops for many more activities, and Fireteam Ops are awesome, because Fireteam Ops right now are just inefficient. It's not that they're bad per se, it's that they're just incredibly inefficient compared to solo ops. So this has been the thing that I have been just in DMGs and in the Destiny teams replies for a week at this point, saying buff Fireteam Ops activities by adding more rewards to them, either be it a percentage-based rewards or guaranteed rewards that you, not say you don't get, but just make it more rewarding than solo activities, or at least to balance it for the fact that these activities are going to take longer, so they have to reward more. Because by the time you can cram out 10 K1s, right, 10 K1 lost sectors, you're pretty much being able to do like one glassway, you know? And it's just, the ratio is way off. New, removing unpopular mods like Grappler from Fireteam Ops matchmaking pool. Awesome. I think, I didn't necessarily dislike Grappler. I dislike Grappler in the context of the fire teams. So, whenever, I mean, I dislike Grappler in the context of being you can't do grenade builds with Grappler, right? You lose your grenade in favor for a grapple, and they are grapples that don't get melees, so you can't do grapple melee, you can't do that build. So basically nerfs like a lot of builds. I think as a flavor modifier, Grappler's fine, but it's just, much like low gravity, I just think it just makes the game less fun, despite the intention of it being something that was fun. Now, buffs, portal rewards. The chance of Prime Engram drop per completion reward activities with more base completion rewards, such as Liminality and Spire, will provide more chances for Prime Engrams to drop. New, working on creating a more consistent power reward experience for the upper power climb and Ash and Iron. This will be power 500 to 550. I have always stated that the Prime Engram drops should be guaranteed when doing activities like raids, like dungeons, or like how conquests are, right? Conquests give you guaranteed prime drops if you are above 400 before doing them. So having it be guaranteed for raids, I feel will just greatly increase the amount of people playing raids. You know, right now Desert Perpetual is the only raid in the new ecosystem, unfortunately, so that's the only thing we can do. But Again, moving down to Perpetual, they went, they looked at these last week. For the raid, the weekly challenges were added. They're improving the gear teardrops across the board, pretty much +2 across the board as long as you do triumphs, and gear attunement added finally. And for Portal, the time bonus earned will grant 5% minimum score if you make the timer. Your account's highest power will be used for war score rather than equip power. I wasn't aware that that's how that component works, because most things are account power rather than equipped power. And you will also no longer need to wear highest power gear while playing to get the highest score possible in Portal. I didn't know. I had Conquest now replayable. Yippee! Thank God. I'm sure the loot is going to be rebalanced because Conquests are, like, especially like the Grandmaster, Whisper the Worm mission. It is a very, very efficient source, a very, very efficient source of high tier drops. In the long run, we're still going to be cautious about a single ops category activity becoming the go-to for power leveling. We want Destiny to be a game where you can hop in with friends to level rather than declining an invite to spend time in a solo activity for the sake of progression. This was the big thing. This is the big thing for me. So now on to your regularly scheduled TWID. This week in Destiny, we're bringing back Heavy Metal with a new event pass, new rewards, blah, 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 blah. Also, more info and goals for the different class fantasies. Heavy Metal returns next week. Class Identity, we're going to go over that later. Congrats on Destiny Realizing Your Greets. I've been playing that all day. PAX West Community Meetup, Creator Lore Panel, and highlighting newest art drop for Edge of Fate. Now, Heavy Metal is back. I thought Heavy Metal was fine. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I thought Heavy Metal was fine. Am I going to play next time? Not really. Not really as interesting to me as Arms Week is, considering that the rewards you get are kind of mid. So, you know. New Sword Hull Foil for hitting rank 10, a Kinetic Shotgun Hull Foil for hitting rank 15. If those are the Arms Day, the sword and the shotgun that we weren't able to get during the last event, that actually is a little bit more intriguing, than before. And if you didn't earn it last time, the Griffin Exotic Sparrow for achievement rank 14. This is the Sparrow that has a gun built into it. I didn't earn it last time, so I'll be sure to earn it this time. Game mode will be for 7 days. Unfortunately, I'll be out of the country for... I'm going to be out of the country for this entire time. So, yeah. I come back. I come back to America on September 8th, so I will have 1 day to grind out the event. So, yeah. Anyway, class fantasy in design, blah, 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 blah. Today we're going to do a deep dive into class identity and talk about upcoming plans for each class. Warlock, they actually specifically talked about the traits being battlefield control, arcane abilities, and ally empowerment. And what that actually means is that the Ionic Sentries, all of the buddies, I know they've been kind of diving heavily into the buddy system, but starting with the Edge of Fate, they didn't actually scale with anything, so they kind of sucked. So they now count as grenades for stats and perks, which is actually amazing because this means it should proc things like Demolitionist and Adrenaline Junkie. I can see now the builds possible with something like Arc Soul, random pulse, like Arc Soul, Getaway Artist, like any kind of pulse rifle that has Adrenaline Junkie to it, being able to get more damage via buddy, max stacks via buddy. And Empowering Rift, kills generate neutral game ability energy over time, and you get additional ammo generation while you're standing in an Empowering Rift. For Titan, basically aggressive assault, damage mitigation, and artillery expert. I don't know what that means. So going forward, we'd like to get some more artillery expert flavor into Titan's kit and give them more opportunities to flex their tactician muscles in the short term, working on some updates to Behemoth. Behemoth has been completely left in the past, just completely like a dead subclass pretty much. Not so much Warded Dawn and Sentinel, but no, Behemoth is dead. Besides like dungeon encounters, right? If you're using Star Eaters with Behemoth. Howl of the Storm will grant 2 melee charges. Fantastic, because the Titan melee, the Stasis melee, has a delayed explosion now, so I think that's very cool. And charge Stasis Crystal spawn pattern added 4 more crystals. Bastion Void Aspect will have faster cooldown in PvP. I actually saw something on Twitter before I logged on. The only change I saw was that this Bastion Voice Aspect, this isn't PvP. This is only PvP. This is only PvE. This does not apply in Crucible. Not apply in Crucible. Hunter. All right, this is for me. The Hunter's the rogue of the group. Lore, slop, hunter traits, attack precision, infiltration, and damage avoidance. Going forward, to give Hunters more abilities to help support their fire team. Interesting. In the short term, working on giving Gunslinger an update. Yes, Gunslinger has been kind of trash for a minute. Long term, address feedback that Night Stalker relies too much on invisibility amongst other things. Well, what's the subclass if not going invisible and setting traps? I don't think that Night Stalker really is that bad right now. People just have forgotten to play around it because Titan and Warlock have been just the best subclass in Crucible for a very long time up until Final Shape came out. Changes that we're working on your mark. Solar aspect. Stacks of on your mark now give weapon stat instead of weapon handling and reload. Max of 40 weapons at 10 stacks of on your mark. Rescaled stack to count to 10 because I think before it's now. Now it's 4 stacks or 3 stacks. And precision hits now great. Give 1 stack precision fighter blows. Get 2 stacks precision fighter blows at 10 stacks. Now cure you instead of giving you radiant. I actually don't know how I feel about that. In terms of Crucible, I know getting the Radiant from on your mark is important in some builds if you can't hit a powered melee. So I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna pan out. But I mean, the additional survivability, getting a precision find a blow, like you trade off somebody and you instantly have your health start regenning whenever you're at 10 stacks. Deadshot, Solar Super, Base. Now refunds ammo on Golden Gun Final Blows instead of on Ignitions. Finally, thank God. Now extends super duration on Golden Gun Final Blows. Awesome. And duration gain diminishes with Final Blows, grants less in Crucible. This is amazing. Deadshot was always a little bit I don't want to say underwhelming. I always thought that Marksman was better, specifically because you had more time, because despite the fact that Deadshot had 6 shots, the odds that you're actually able to get use of all of those 6 shots, I felt that more often than not, having the 3 consistent kills with the Marksman was better than having, I guess, the chance to get 6 inconsistent kills with Deadshot, because, you know, Deadshot can't one-shot supers and it can't one-shot people if they're very, very far away. There's a range limit to it. And Marksman Dodge now reloads all weapons and activations and now picks up ammo bricks and activations. So if you used Marksman Dodge before, currently with Ascension, Marksman Dodge Ascension reloaded all weapons on activations, and also picking up ammo bricks and nearby an activation. I think that's very, very cool for raid rotations, especially. Maybe it's like the same distance as like the mod that collects orbs of power whenever you use your class ability. Anyway, this was a feature that was unique to Ascension Marksman Dodge, but now Marksman Dodge period is going to reload all weapons. Quality of life changes. All right, that's the wrap up. We don't want any of our classes to be viewed as the DPS class. Like, I mean, pretty much Titan is just the best class in the game period. Titan's the best class in the game period for like end game PvE activities. Hunter currently is the best in Crucible, and Warlock is kind of like the middle child, but middle child between the two. And I'm looking at this. Do I care about this? Art Blast. I did see a bunch of ArtStation, stuff. I'm not going to go over it, but it was very, very cool. If you haven't already, you should definitely check out the Bungie ArtStation. All their concept artists were putting a lot of cool stuff on there. PAX West. I've only been to PAX East. I went to PAX East once in 2020, and half the booths were shut down because of COVID. Because, you know, it was the pre-COVID PAX, but we still kind of knew about it, so people canceled. Creator War Panel. Who's going to be involved in it? Psalm Lab, Bife, Abaddon, Moonvald, and more as they talk with Bungie's Hannah Flipsky and Nico Steven. And I remember Nico Steven. I don't remember Hannah. That's pretty much it. You get an emblem if you watch, along with the Edge of Fate game codes and a collector's edition that they're going to be giving away. Destiny Rising. There's a Wolf emblem if you link your Destiny Rising account to your Destiny account regular. This is the collab, you know. Last call to donate for the Ronald McDonald House Charities. Another emblem, player support, known issues. Yes, the new armor set that they released, the ornament just doesn't work on PlayStation 4 and 5. Tempest Strike does not activate combination blow consistently. I noticed it. I did not notice that the red dot site for the Entente SMG is slightly center because I've not earned it yet. Duality Dungeon is unable to be completed on Master difficulty due to the bell teleport not functioning. This is a pain in the ass. A big pain in the ass. say I don't understand how that got past testing. And players unable to complete the corrupted when an activity if it's a daily nightfall rotator due to the teleport mechanic not functioning, so 2 teleport mechanics just not working. Players also will encounter honeydew errors when selecting port activity difficulty, then swapping your and dropping bullet power requirement. All right. Some art. This one, I actually, I DM'd Lemonade or Lemon Style. Fuck, I forget what his name is already. I was literally just talking to him the other day about joining in with him on the next one, since I wasn't able to get in on this one. So if you haven't already, this is like a very, very cool video. A lot of stuff is like you saying, oh, a lot of it is basically like, oh, I like that too, or oh, I never thought of Destiny that way, or like I didn't understand that other people think this way about the game. Like everybody enjoys something. Everybody enjoys something different about Destiny. It really is a fantastic video, very, very well made. Lemonade, I can see him doing good things in the future. But no, it was a good video. He won Movie of the Week, and congratulations to him. Congratulations to him for that. The only time I've actually ever cared about a Movie of the Week. But yeah, that's pretty much it. How do I feel? I feel like these definitely still have some work to do. In regards to progression updates, because I still don't think that they have. I don't think that they understand that there are no guarantees in life, or there are now no guarantees in Destiny in terms of where you're going to be getting your rewards. So if you want to get Prime gear, it's just random drops. Even like it forever and always was the case that raids were the way to get Prime stuff. Nightfalls were the way to get Prime stuff. You could once a week do an activity and get something Prime, but since they abandoned the weekly reset meta of power progression, and since it's just infinite power grind, do it on your own time, I feel that they have just kind of lost the plot on being able to give players guaranteed sources. I don't think it's a big problem having a guaranteed source of power be raids, because raids take a long time. Like a full clear of Des Perpetual takes like 30-40 minutes, right? Like, and that's assuming everything goes perfectly. It is a very, very long raid. It's hard too. Like, it's not like that these are easy things to accomplish. So rewarding, I just don't see what was wrong. So thankfully they backtracked, and they specifically admitted we were wrong. To be clear, we believe these changes were the wrong call. I mean, to me it means something, right? To a lot of people, it may not mean anything, but it's just, actually taking accountability for drastically unpopular changes. And I'm glad that they are committing to actually listening. Quote unquote, we're listening. TM. Like this time they actually did. So besides that, if you listened, thank you all for watching. I hope you're enjoying Destiny Rising, and I hope you have a great day. And yeah, thank you. Goodbye.